Imagine there's no Joe Biden. It's easy if you try.
No Kamala Harris.
Imagine all the politicians
would help send Joe Biden away. Yeah.
And the world will be as one.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So is Barack Obama a friend or an enemy of his former vice president, Joe Biden? Joe Biden says that he's a friend. That's why Joe Biden posts humiliating, groveling, pandering images like this on X. Joe and Barack, best friends day. A friend bracelet, a love bracelet. What does Barack Obama have to say about that? Barack Obama, we know, is a black hole narcissist, a seething nihilist who hates America and the way that it's constituted and wants to rip the foundations of this country asunder. What does Barack Obama think about old, mentally handicapped Joe? Is Joe getting in the way? Well, there's some long articles that have, really explored this issue, and the results are quite devastating. But I'll go back to some of the anonymously sourced quotes from Obama that kept appearing in the 2020 race. One Democrat who spoke to Obama recalled the former president warning, "Don't underestimate Joe's ability to fuck things up." Speaking of his own waning understanding of today's Democratic electorate, Barack Obama once said, "You know who really doesn't get it? Joe Biden." Barack Obama is not a friend of Joe Biden, and Barack Obama regularly proves this. Watch how Barack Obama treated Joe Biden at the White House when the two, and this is very, very rare, I think it's only happened one time, made a public appearance together.
Biden is now the most unpopular person in virtually any room he enters. If you doubt it, watch this. This was the scene at the White House today. Take a careful look at this. You've never seen anything like it. That's the President of the United States in his own house, shunned. Nobody would talk to him. So Biden wandered off looking vacant as a crowd formed around a former president, Barack Obama, who was obviously deeply grateful for the attention. And then it got worse. It got much more poignant than that. Watch Biden try to horn in on the conversation swirling around Obama. Everyone involved in that conversation, including Kamala Harris, who supposedly works for Biden, ignored Biden completely. Biden desperately tried to get Obama's attention. He puts his hand on Obama's shoulder. He even calls him Barack, like they're friends. But Obama blows him off. He acts like Biden's not even there.
What a absolute creep. The friends you keep, right? Okay? Like, these are the friends that you keep. Barack Obama clearly hates Joe Biden. Michelle and Jill do not get along. And Barack Obama doesn't think very highly of Joe Biden, only picked him because he needed to sort of shore up that white union working class vote, and Joe Biden was good for that back in the day. Not anymore. Obama voices concerns over shaky debate, even while he publicly says that he big time backs Joe Biden. Really? How much do you back Joe Biden, Barack? Like, do you back him enough to help him off the stage? Like here, in this humiliating Visiting Angels ad at a glitzy fundraiser in the Hollywood Hills, hosted by Jimmy Kimmel? Do you care about him enough to listen to him ramble while looking like the entire time you wish to just shove him into a coffin?
It's growing. The economy's growing. People doing better. We have the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years. We have more people. We've had over 15 million people brand new hired into the workforce. You know, my son says we all have we all have various short-term descriptions for your jobs, for what you accomplished. And he should say Joe Jobs.
Oh, man, it's so painful. Oh, but not as painful as what Obama's about to do to Joe Biden. So Barack Obama has one big-time magic key, and that is that he is and will forever be the first Hollywood celebrity to become president and he wasn't really a Hollywood celebrity, but he was celebritized into the presidency, right? He was celebritized by all of Hollywood, got together and said, we're going to make this guy president. And so Barack Obama was really close with the elites of Hollywood. This is why Barack Obama gets his own Netflix specials and, has all of his entire production company and is doing these documentaries. I mean, nobody ever asked for a Barack Obama documentary, but here it is. He's beloved by these people, especially guys like George Clooney. He's very, very close with George Clooney. George Clooney's raised hundreds of millions of dollars with and for Barack Obama. In fact, the fundraiser that you just saw clips from, George Clooney hosted that. Jimmy Kimmel was the moderator on stage. Barack Obama was on stage with Joe Biden. And yet, lo and behold, an hour ago, George Clooney writes, I love Joe Biden, but we need a new nominee. Oh my, in the New York Times. What does this say? This indicates that Hollywood is turning on Joe, but they're not doing it on accident. They're doing it on purpose. We think that there is a plot afoot by Barack Obama in order to force Joe out. From George Clooney. It's devastating to say it, but the Joe Biden that I was with 3 weeks ago at the fundraiser that George Clooney hosted was not old Joe Big Effing Deal Biden from 2010. He wasn't even Joe Biden from 2020. He was the same man we all witnessed at the debate. Oh, really? Really, Joe Biden? Well, I mean, of course, you can see the clips of that, obviously. Everybody saw it. Again, this was the event. So why say it now, Joe? Or George? Why have this conversation with all of us now? George, you dirty coward. You couldn't say it then, 3 weeks ago, when you were taking photos like this with them? Look at these monsters. They knew. They all knew. These monsters disgracing themselves. Every single one of them knew. Look at the way that Julia Roberts grips Joe Biden's rigid, claw-like arm. Look at the way she grabs hold of that. It's a feminine thing to do. Women care more. They have a softer side. They're naturally like nourishing, and this hand grip there is like, I wish to take care of this elderly, infirmed person. The body language always says it. Look at the expression on George Clooney's face. What a monster! These people are absolute monsters. So George Clooney saying that he knew that Joe Biden was completely shot and was mentally handicapped just weeks ago. George Clooney didn't wake up today and decide Biden has to drop out. This is coming from the top, from George Clooney's best friend, from the man that George Clooney, has raised millions, hundreds of millions of dollars for. George Clooney, who held a $28 million fundraiser for Joe Biden last month, admits today that Biden was unfit for office. Why didn't you say this before we all saw it for ourselves? People increasingly despise Hollywood for this exact behavior. Why? With George Clooney publicly asking for Biden to step down, will he pay back the $30 million that his donors that he conned into giving Joe just 3 weeks ago? They're such frauds. Again, there is no way to say it. Like, if George Clooney is out here doing this, then Obama is actively working behind the scenes to make sure that this happens. So this is obviously something that we're going to be watching closely. Few celebrities are closer with Obama than George Clooney. You can bet that he ran the statement about Biden by Barack before he went public. There is no doubt. All of Hollywood, though, is turning on Joe Biden now, and I don't think that is by accident. George Clooney, who's hosted many fundraisers for the Democrats, calls on Biden to drop out of the race. Yeah. I don't think this is by accident. I think this is absolutely coming from the top. See here, Joe Biden trying to bribe George Clooney with like some little stupid award. No, man. Everybody's turning on Biden. Biden can't get away with you can't even get away from the Sopranos, the official Sopranos account. Joe Biden saying, let me be as clear as I can. I'm the president of the United States, the Sopranos account. If you got to keep saying you're the boss, you're not the boss. Yeah. Michael Douglas joins George Clooney saying he's deeply concerned about Biden staying in the race. I am concerned. I won't necessarily today or tomorrow, but a year down the road, I am concerned about Joe Biden. He kept saying it. I am deeply, deeply concerned. And he wishes that the Democrat had a different bench. Rob Reiner saying Biden has to step down. Stephen King saying Biden has to step down. Big-time Hollywood donors saying they won't finance the party until Joe drops out, like Abigail Disney. Netflix co-founder, major Democrat donor, calls for Joe Biden to step aside. And Snoop Dogg saying that he has nothing but love for Trump. Oh, man. The panic is delicious. Here's how Democrats are responding.
Published a New York Times op-ed saying we need a new nominee, that the guy he saw at his fundraiser 3 weeks ago, same guy he saw at the debate, has concerns about his mental fitness and needs to drop out.
I haven't seen that.
Does that concern you that someone like George Clooney, who was just with the president, says you need a new nominee?
George Clooney is a movie producer. He needs to produce movies.
If Clooney has concerns about President Biden's mental fitness, do you?
I don't have concerns.
Democrats in Hollywood are calling for the president to step aside. Do you think he should?
I think that's a decision for the president.
It's so great. They're just dumb Hollywood actors. They should stick to making movies. Oh, boy. Oh, what a time to be alive. Listen, we've read a lot of articles about Barack Obama and the nature of Barack Obama written by Barack Obama's own biographer. There's no doubt in my mind that Barack Obama will do anything to maintain power. Joe Biden is now standing in the way of that and stands to actually strip Barack Obama of a lot of power, maybe get Barack Obama investigated, like a little taste of his own medicine here from a Trump administration with a Republican majority in the House and Senate. They're staring down the barrel of something really bad here. And I think that it's panic time now officially for these people. But you know what they say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So keep making those friendship bracelets, Joe. Sure, it'll pay off if you can even remember who Barack Obama is. He certainly remembers you. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.